Howdy, everybody. Welcome out to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number 15. I'm AJ.
And I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by?
Tom Cruise's Ghost.
Hey, wrong one. It seems like every time we do a podcast, somebody dies.
This is the weirdest means of sponsorship ever.
Well, Steve, in honor of our fallen, I would say comrade, we've never met him. In honor of the fallen, in honor of the fallen, who are we drinking today?
Our favorite fellow with whom to disagree. We've got Amagang. It's Three Philosophers.
Three Philosophers. Tell us about Three Philosophers. This one I bought from Teeter, and it was from 2016, so it's aged, and it's also in cursive. Oh, that's so damn good.
I didn't bring my reading eyes today. Where heaven met earth and stayed a while, to ponder your thoughts. Once a spirit was a dream, not quite finished, like a symphony, missing a line, a quadruple, for nights of deep thinking, and we thought it was perfectly fine. But we wanted more, so we pondered a while. We brewed on, but our minds would not cease. Then one fellow appeared with, by chance, cherry beer and Eureka, and utter vacuum cleaners, a beer masterpiece. With Three Philosophers, we unite the caramel and chocolate notes of our malty quadruple ale with the serendipitous cherry crick for complexities that invite your deepest consideration.
I don't know about my deepest consideration.
At least whatever beer can achieve.
That's true. Well, it's really, really good. I think it's 9.7% ABV. Pour slowly as to not to disturb the yeast sediment, but with enough vigor to create a luxurious head to release the rich bouquet.
Scent.
I don't see any flowers.
Consider your dreams more.
That one's really good from Cooperstown, which is Baseball Hall of Fame town. I was going to ask you if you've ever been to Cooperstown.
I've been to neither city nor state.
You either, huh? Well, that'll change most likely in the pretty near future, I would imagine, seeing as how future spouse. This bottle was from the gigantic Teeter score deal I got back in March-ish.
Back in the 018.
Oh, back in that day. So we got actually a lot of stuff to drink today and not a lot of stuff to cover, but that's fine. Steve, you haven't listened to much of the new Alice in Chains stuff, have you?
I haven't yet because schedule's still a bit tardigan.
Tardigan? Tardigraden?
Yes, water bears.
My favorite kind of bears. The new album is awesome. You should get it. Cheers. Hold on. See if it does better like that.
What's with these glasses?
They are I mean, they clink when. Evidently.
Apparently today they do not.
When liquids in them, they don't clink. It's just bullshit. Wow. That's insanely delicious. So, new Alice in Chains album, really, really good. Very doomy. It's like a mix of Three-Legged Dog and Black Gives Way to Blue. So it's a really, really good. It's real sludgy, real heavy, and you still got the sound, and I don't care, all you Lane Staley nut huggers. DeVal's doing an excellent job, and get the fuck over it. It's still good music. By the way, Jerry Cantrell wrote 95% of the music and lyrics anyway, so that's where you get that sound from.
I like the solo stuff, too. The two, Boggy Depot and...
Degradation Trip.
Yeah, them too.
Boggy Depot, I think, was first.
Something late 90s, early aughts.
Yeah, I think, because I think Degradation Trip was 2002, right after Lane passed away. Oh, shit. Emily says, let me know what you want from Chick-fil-A. I mean, does it really matter? There's not
anything on a Sunday. So you're going to get a burger and a bacon dog and
everything else not kosher.
Then to stay open past 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah, a 24-hour.
Got a lot of problems with you people.
Did you see somebody had posted that somebody in the drive-thru screamed at Chick-fil-A, and they were like, "It's a spider," and the person inside went outside and got the spider out and carried the spider carefully and put it in a tree. Someone was like, "Where the hell did they get these fucking people to work at Chick-fil-A that are like saints?"
Stepford.
It very well might be. Although I did one time at the one in Huntersville, we had a gig run early. So on the way back, I stopped at Chick-fil-A, and I was like, "Thanks a lot." And they said, "You're welcome." I went, "Well,
The pleasure maybe was not theirs.
it wasn't. They just said, "You're welcome." And I was like, I was going to say, "You're forgetting something," but it was so awesome that I decided to just let it slide. I like to think that they took her out and like tied her up. They were going to shoot her at dawn for not saying it, but but I never know. Got to refill, yo.
Yeah, it's going to make sure this looks good for the camera.
Somebody or everybody has said we should go live, but I'm like, you're all probably at work right now, so I don't know why you would want to retroactively watch us talk about something.
We'll do the Matt Fair method of the super chat. you could pay to have comments on air.
Yeah. So Jerry Cantrell's.
Did I tell you about when I was on the smoking tire? I super chatted, and then they started to respond to my comment, and they got derailed talking about UPS trucks.
Motherfucker. What was your comment?
Amazing. Just, thanks for the show, listening to it, and, my particular odd vehicle of choice. And Matt Fair said, "Oh, yeah, it's a good car." I was like, nice. Basically, I have his favorite variety of Corolla, only with a weirder body.
That is true.
Not all Corollas can be the XRS, but when they are, it's like, this res is $8,000 eventually.
Have you tried?
And at this rate, I'm afraid one more time.
Have you tried the carbon fiber wrap yet?
No, I haven't had any time to do anything.
Gotcha. Let's see. So, I'm looking up Jerry Cantrell's discography, and well, what do you know? It's all Alice in Chains. So,
Wikipedia, you're fired.
Well, you know what? Boggy Depot. At least we know the word. We know the Boggy Depot album.
All right, so at Home Depot, you can buy stuff for home. At Office Depot, you can buy stuff for office. At Boggy Depot, you buy stuff for dampness.
March 31st, 1998. Wowzers. So Boggy Depot debuted at number 28, 14 weeks on the top 200. Cut You In, My Song, and Dick Eye. And I don't remember the song Dick Eye. But I do.
In title only. I've listened to those lately, but that didn't stand out.
Yeah.
My favorite of his must have been on Degradation Trip instead. It was Anger Rising.
Fuck yeah. Do you know who played bass on that album and was his touring bassist?
Negative.
Robert Trujillo.
What? Mm-hmm. Of future Metallica fame.
Yeah, hell yeah. And surprise, he looked exactly the same. And he's still humongous and plays his bass down to the ground.
So some days you've got bargain basement Howard Hughes. Some days you got bargain basement Danny Trejo.
Ooh, yes. Danny Hughes. Like a librarian.
Hey, I don't know about you, but every Cinco de Mayo I like to listen to Trejo's other band, Brujeria. I don't always listen to Mexican death metal, but when I do,
Mexican death
that's
metal.
it.
Degradation Trip was 02, so I was right on the money.
Nice.
Angel Eyes was the other one. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one too. I don't think he gets nearly enough credit that he. Now, granted, Lane Staley is one of my favorite vocalists of all time, but I love William Duvall. By the way, Duvall plays guitar like Lane Staley never fucking could, because Duvall actually wrote song number 8 on the new album, So Far Under. He wrote all the music and he played the solo. Jerry let him play the solo on there, and it's fucking great. So if he's good enough for Jerry Cantrell, he should be good enough for you too, you bunch of fucking losers. Damn it, I got off track.
Your mileage may vary. Took a while for the world to warm up to Brian Johnson after Bon Scott's death.
Yeah. The thing is too, they're not trying.
Let's see, the dead guy that followed the dead guy in that other not quite grunge band out of San Diego. Oh yeah, Stunt Double Pilots. Maybe they're cursed.
The new, actually, you know what? Yeah,
Who's the poor schlub singing for them now?
he's actually not bad. It's not bad. The thing is, it doesn't have the grit that Scott Weiland had, but he also doesn't do the smack that Scott Weiland did. So, yeah. So you gotta take the good with the bad. I will say this: when 3 Days Grace and Adam Gontier split, that was the end of 3 Days Grace to me, because Matt Walsh, he's got a good voice, but if it just does not fit the music. I'm sure you haven't listened to any new 3 Days Grace, have you?
I can remember that one song they had on the radio, but not specifically. That's one of those bands I know in name only. What was their hit?
I Hate Everything About You.
Okay.
They had that one. They had Wake Up. They had Animal I've Become. Shit, what was the other couple? The 3 Days Grace has a lot of
one of these things.
Not Too Late.
One of these things is not like the others.
Or Never Too Late.
That's what actually. Okay, two of them.
You have heard that one.
Yeah, I Hate Everything, and that last one you just mentioned.
Yeah. Even when I'm not at work, I'm still at work.
That was a part of the podcast when we play with our phones. Feel free to join in.
Another Jesus, everybody, really? Sure. This is the same effect that when you're sitting around the house watching TV, nobody wants to talk to you, but when you're sleeping, eating, driving, working, recording episode 15 of your favorite two drunks doing a podcast, you always want to talk to the people. But we'll answer. We'll answer it every time. Steve, what's new and exciting in the world of Esteban for the last 2 weeks?
The tree's still there, so I guess I better call property management since I don't have easy access to go cut it up. Let's see. It's like, I'm renting. Y'all fix this.
Thomas does have a chainsaw, though. A real chainsaw, not like my hedge trimmer I gave you or let you borrow. That my dad let me
actually use it to trim a hedge, and it generated 22 cubic feet of spent twigs and leaves.
How literal.
Yes. And then for that one part that was too big for the hedge trimmer, I hatcheted it to death, which means my right arm is going to fall off. Bad news, folks. I'm right-handed.
Yeah, well, you got another hand anyway. Steve mastered the one-handed clap. I'm getting a little better, but not good enough to advertise it right now on air, but I'm getting a little bit better at it. Can you do them both at the same time?
I'm sorry, what?
If you had Down syndrome, you could do that really easily. Did you know that like their hand, they have like one of the genes that they have.
What are you trying to say?
One of they have is like the palm of the hand doesn't bend that way; it bends straight down. So it's weird. You can look it up on. It's a Wikipedia, man.
This is just something useless. I started practicing in middle school, and all right, it took 25 years, but hot damn, I made it work.
I practiced a lot of different things with my hands when I was in middle school.
Please, it's a family unfriendly podcast.
I know somebody. One of my regular customers, we were just talking, and he's like, and I told him I did a podcast too. He's like, "That's really neat." He's like, "I need to listen to it." I was like, "You really like if you have a switch on you that gets offended by things, just turn that switch off and then listen to it if you must."
I didn't even got one of them new Nintendos.
I don't think you know what? I'm not bullshitting you at all. I've never played an N64.
We can fix this.
I need to. Everybody says it's great because N64 came out right when PS1 came out, right?
96-ish.
Very
yeah.
So I got the PlayStation for Christmas, and I never had but friends of mine had 64s, but just never played a 64. I
went TI 99. No, it's not a calculator. To NES, to Super NES, to a series of computers. And then the next system we had after that was my brother getting a PlayStation in a 99.
Mm-hmm.
And first. This was, so by then it was dirt cheap, and now I've acquired that and never use it. All I wanted it to play on was Gran Turismo and Gran Turismo 2 when it was brand new. and all he wanted to play was one of the snowboarding games.
Cool Borders.
That or SSX, yes.
Yeah.
That and Crash Bandicoot. And you know, those things were it was fun. It's like,
Yes.
but I want to play, you know, get frustrated playing imaginary cars.
Well, did you ever play Crash Team Racing?
Never did.
Diet Mario Kart was
I was gonna
awesome.
Say, I was gonna say the same thing.
It was really good. But
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot was it was a great mix of Mario and Sonic, I thought. It was just a really good, solid game. But I miss games like that because watching... All right, by the way, I can't for the life of me figure out why people pay to watch other people play video games. But I digress.
Yeah, YouTube's free.
Yes, and this is free. But I have more fun playing games
And worth it.
that I can like get lost in, not have to think. I don't want to overthink the game. I don't want to play the game for 5 minutes and watch a 10-minute video and
So you're not ready to play Final Fantasy VI?
fuck no. I'm not good at real life, much less a simulation. Bandicoot was good. I wore out Donkey Kong Country, but that was SNES, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the secret weapon Nintendo dropped after Sega was going faster with things, and then they dumped in Silicon Graphics. Mm-hmm. How the hell they do that?
Put bigger tits in them.
Oh, hey, Dixie Kong. What?
So
Good that it wasn't Donkey Wrecked.
Ugh. That's a horrible porn star's name. So I'll bet you money, and we've never hand to the
Tablet.
hand to the tablet.
That's how I did jury duty last time.
I was trying to think of something sciencey. By the way, I am going to commission.
I've got a quad-core computer that's the size of a notepad. What do you want?
I've got two brilliant ideas. So I'm going to write down two ideas so I don't
Jerry Cantrell and
I don't want to forget the two ideas. So this first one just came to me. We're going to commission some official CBGPod swag. But you know the signs that say "Thank you, Jesus"? Ours are going to say "Thank you, science,"
Nice.
or "Thank you, craft beer."
Are they going to look that bad though?
Yes, they have to. Same color and every fucking thing. We ought to have something to say "Thank you, craft beer."
Brown on yellow in Comic Sans.
If the Ford Pinto were a yard sign.
We should have Mercury Links.
We'll have those. We'll have "Thank you, craft beer." Thank you, Bon Scott. No, thank you, Dio.
Yes.
Fuck yes. That was my first good idea, but that should be
Thank you, Neil deGrasse Tyson son.
yes, absolutely. Neil deGrasse is my second favorite Tyson. Actually, it's my first favorite Tyson. The real Mike Tyson's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Have you ever heard Tom Segura's stories about Mike Tyson?
That's a negative.
Oh my God! They met. I'm trying to get the cork back in the bottle, so it's not working. He met him on a plane, and he's like, man, he's got he said he chain smokes like a motherfucker. So he'll just sit there and chain smoke, and as soon as he's done, his guy right beside him hands him another one and lights it for him, then just stands there and waits till he's done until he gets him another one. It's really strange, but he tells a couple of Mike Tyson stories. Fuck, I got off the rails. Oh yeah, Thomas and I were thinking about making our own barbecue sauce line of stuff. So we were thinking about me, you, Toby, and him have
Holtz.
what?
Blayholtz.
Blayholt Nixleys.
Holtlocks.
We were. I didn't.
Holtlocks.
I didn't. Dumb Holtlock jokes. No, we were thinking.
What I always play? Oh, I don't always play golf. When I do, it's with a green ball.
Well, we were thinking about that, but then I told him I had a good idea today, but I haven't went by him yet. So we need to make our own hot sauce, but have it, ascendingly hotter. So the mild all the way to super duper hot, but they all need to be swear words. And the mild ones are dang and darn and fart. And then the really hot ones are shithead and fuck you and and the top of the line hottest one's just really horrible. I think that's a really good idea. It's not family friendly, but it doesn't matter. Are you on board with this?
That sounds hilarious.
Okay, cool. That's good. All right, so 2 ideas. Check. I'll probably, as long as I see it says 2 ideas, I'll remember it, most likely.
20-ish minutes.
That is neat. And it actually has the the measures down there. 627, all that shit. That's how many measures are. It counts the measures and the seconds or minutes.
This has been longer than 630 seconds.
A bit, yeah. Well, Steve, guess what?
Chicken butt.
I never understood that.
It's just a silly thing that rhymes.
That was voted the best joke of all time.
By who?
Family Guy. All the Oktoberfest beers and pumpkin beers are officially out.
Hooray! Pumpkintoberfest!
Yes. Pumpkin beer is like it's the pumpkin spice latte for bearded dudes. And I'm okay with it. I'm all right with it, man. I'm all right with it. Did you know if you say pumpkin spice latte in the mirror 3 times fast, a suburban white girl appears in there and tells you everything she loves about the fall?
Ooh.
There's a couple. No, I have. What?
I don't always dress like Han Solo, but if I did, I'd totally be your Wookiee.
I did it all for the Wookiee. So you can take the stick it in your. We need to rewrite it. Or commission Weird Al to do it.
Pretty sure I heard that parody a long time ago when that song first came out.
Another album play on words. We were at the store in Norwood when Toby and I worked together, and everybody was out there. We had a CD player, whatever that is, and we took the.
It plays certificates at deposit.
After 10 years. You would hold the mic. You'd put a microphone up to the speaker, and you'd have to put a rubber band around the button, like people when you customer service, So after the store would close, we'd take the radio, put a CD in, take the microphone, put it up to the speaker, and Toby put in his Green Day Dookie CD.
Hell yeah, I played the shit out of that one.
And that's where I was going with that. So we're all on the aisle blocking, and Derek's like, "Oh hell yeah, Dookie's the shit." We all looked at him and busted out laughing. He's a YMCA. He's actually like the manager of the YMCA in Albemarle now. So hey, Derek Allman. Hey, cousin. He is my cousin.
Is it fun to stay?
I've heard it is, but only if you're a cop, an Indian,
construction worker.
Yeah. Or what's the other one?
Cowboy.
Cowboy. That was it. Because, well, I mean. Well, nobody dream as a kid. You don't dream of becoming a construction worker, but you do. Cowboys and Indians, depending on how old you are, you did play that. I don't remember anybody saying, "I wish I was a construction worker."
If anything, at least make it the foreman. That's where the money is.
The doctor on House, Dr. Foreman. You didn't watch House?
Not much.
I loved House,
except for House and who's the lady? Cuddy.
Yeah. Her name is Lisa Edelstein, and the only reason I remember that is because she played Dr. Lisa Cuddy. So she played a character with the same name. By the way,
it's like the casting for The Office. A lot of the people that are on The Office, their characters share the same first name as they do in reality.
I don't think
it's really strange.
I don't think I would like that. Like if you're going to play pretend, you want to play all the way pretend.
Instead of Tim Allen as Tim Taylor. Or Jerry Seinfeld as Jerry Seinfeld. What's going on here?
Well, that's a bit. Oh, okay. Did you see somebody actually got together all the grunts from Home Improvement and played them all on a YouTube video in succession? Every episode, every grunt ever done.
Wow.
But by the way, no, you don't get a shout out, you poor pathetic bastard. Have you not discovered masturbation yet? Like, you got to discover something besides that. Like, there's other stuff to do besides this. What in the world? What are we gonna have next? We got plenty to choose from. It's your choice. You brought most of that. I've only contributed 2 this time, and we're even. You brought food one time. I brought beer last time.
Sweet tea.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Well, go ahead and grab it. I can.
You've got
a longer.
You got a pigtail. I don't.
I got one behind me, too. Have you ever seen Shallow Hal?
It's been a while, and I don't remember that.
Okay, it's the big orange can, not the little orange can.
Yes.
Sweet. I didn't know somebody besides Unknown Brewing had a sweet tea.
So,
Steve, tell us about what we're going to have next.
what we got here is the Kraft Exploders Sweet Tea Amber Ale, weighing in at 5.6 alcohol by volume. Amber Ale with southern tea leaves and orange blossom honey.
Southern Tleaves.
Who's Stryker Brewing Company? Because it says it's from here.
Ted Stryker? From Airplane?
With a Y? Look.
Stryker Brewing from Sharp. What?
Did Unknown take on an alias for this? Because this is courtesy of Lidl.
Lidl.
The latest other German grocery store.
Lidl, the other
Knocking
white.
your microphone
The other
over.
white store. Check this out. You wanted it. It's happening. You wanted it. It's happening. It's a live video of the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast. Watch Steve pour that beer. Look at him pour it with Zoom. This is hard to do left-handed, and
It's hard to do watching myself pour a beer and not spill the damn thing.
Steve is
I'm not doing a very good job.
Steve is pouring a Craft Explorers Sweet Tea Amber Ale
All over the table.
all over the table from the tables from Aldi, and we have a Power Glove. Oh, there's the beer, and it's backwards. Fuck you. It's backwards. We have a Power Glove right there. There's the Power Glove. We have a Nintendo gun, the Zapper. We have a Zapper.
Later model in safety orange because you're going to shoot someone's eye out with that thing.
If only they could have looked into the future and saw that it's actually happening now. And Studio Tour. Check it out. This is where we do our thing. There's the guitars. There's the giant amp. There's the Steve. There's the computer. There's the Steve. There's the me. We went live. Now leave us alone.
Bye.
That was fun. All right, now you got your wishes, you bunch of heathens. Now it's playing.
Ah!
God damn it! I didn't say play it. It plays
You're getting
automatically.
nowhere podcast. You're only getting this shit on loop. Here's the audio of the video that we didn't want to do in the first place.
No, what we'll do is we'll take the video and then we'll sync the hour and a half to 2 hour audio to the video. But either the video will have to be really slow or the audio will have to be really fast. You don't want to channel.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. It's fucking hot in here now.
It's just you.
Thank you. Oh, you had the Atari shirt on. I didn't even know that. My love for you will still be strong. It bothers me when people listen to songs like that and they don't know it's a cover. I lost the cork. My buddy Thorpe. Hey, Thorpe. Congratulations on baby number dos. He did not know Smooth Criminal was a cover back when we were in high school when Alien Ant Farm came out with it. I said, Thorpe, you disappoint me.
Is Annie gonna be okay? Anthony?
Is that the
Whoever.
best? No, that's not the best Michael Jackson cover. Is it? Because Chris Cornell did Billie Jean, but he did a slowed down acoustic version of it. The best Michael Jackson cover. Well, what's your favorite Michael Jackson song? Because as weird as while you're thinking about it, as weird as he is, he had some good shit.
So some say. Does that include parodies?
No. So you can't do Eat
Dang
It.
I was
Or
gonna
Fat.
I'd go with fat. Because bad's pretty fun.
Although the video to Eat It was brilliant.
Yes. Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's hard-boiled or fried. Just eat it. Eat it.
I have a banana, have a light snack. It doesn't matter if... Oh, fuck, I used to know all the words. Man. Weird Al, do you know the story behind how he got his album deal?
No, he submitted a song to Dr. Demento. Mm-hmm. And the rest of it says history, but don't recall the ins and outs of it. Apparently, his band has been the same since he started in the early 80s.
Yeah. As told to me by Chris Pilata, who is the only person in the entire... You've never met Chris Pilata. You'd love him, and he'd love you, too. He's really good people's...
Aww.
He's from New York, also. Just like your... Daw. So he's the only person I know, as far as I can tell, who in back-to-back days saw Weird Al, and then the next night saw Cradle of Filth.
My old apartment?
So he said the only way that he could... All right, and now I've never looked this up to verify, but Pilata's not a liar, so I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's true. He's good for it. When he got offered his album deal, they said, we will give you your album deal, but you have to sign a 15-album deal with us, because they didn't think it was going to be serious. He fulfilled that entire album. He actually
it took the better part of 30-plus years, and then after the deal was over, he released 8 music videos over 8 days.
Mm-hmm. How old do you think Weird Al is?
Mid-50s.
That was what I was going to guess, but I'm going to go 54 years old. 57? Okay. This will be fun. Let's see here. Today's feature article, Typhoon Navy. Thank you. Thank you, Wiki. By the way, I feel so deliciously nerdy now. I've signed up about a week ago.
White and?
Yes. Can't you see? I signed up for Merriam-Webster's Word of the Day email. So every morning I get a new word. I've known half of them. I have not known half of them. It's very interesting. I like learning new shiz. I haven't even tried the tea beer yet. Is it good? Are you counting the squares?
Sopping up spilt beer, crying over it.
That's good. That tastes like it's mildly sweet tea, like unsweet tea that you added sugar to.
Yeah.
From the fake brewery in Charlotte. That, as far as we can tell, doesn't exist. Weird Al Yankovic, born October 23rd, 1959.
So, that puts him at...
He'll be 60 next year.
Yeah, so that puts him at 57 now.
You were closest without going over. Da-da-da.
Wait, apparently I was right.
Da-da-da. Yeah.
Because it's not October yet.
Yeah. Oh, you bastard.
So I was taking a stab at the year 1959, but not as to when. What day in October?
October 23rd, 3 days after Toby and Thomas's birthday. Many years later.
My mom's is the 21st.
He's known for his humorous songs that make light of pop culture and often parody specific songs by contemporary music acts. Original songs that are style pastiches? Pastiches?
Pastiches.
Get that.
Since he no longer has mustaches.
And polka medleys of several popular songs.
The alternative polka's fantastic, but my favorite song of his might be Albuquerque. 14 minutes of complete nonsense. It's amazing.
Have you ever seen UHF?
Yes.
Is it good?
It's got its moments.
Okay.
It
doesn't age well.
It's really strange.
Okay.
Because this is 1989 Weird Al making parodies of things that were popular in the 80s. It's totally worth it for his Rambo 3 montage. Where he's in a bodysuit with a machine gun and the mullet. It's fantastic.
Okay. All right.
And Specialist City. Nothing but specialist all the time. Over here. Come down to Specialist City.
Yankovic began kindergarten a year earlier than most children and then skipped the second grade.
Old school, new school, shit, and it go to school.
Oh my God. Okay. This is... I hate to just have a podcast where we read Wikipedia, but this is actually worth listening to. My classmates seemed to think I was some kind of rocket scientist, so I was labeled a nerd early on, he recalls. As his unusual schooling left him 2 years younger than most of his classmates, Yankovic was not interested in sports or social events. He attended Linwood High School and was active in the extracurricular programs, including the National Forensics League events, sanctioned speech events, a play based on Rebel Without a Cause for the yearbook, for which he wrote most of the captions, and the Volcano Worshippers Club, which did absolutely nothing. We started the club just to get an extra picture of ourselves in the yearbook. The Volcano Worshippers. Oh my! He was valedictorian of his senior class at 16.
By the way, your guy's been speaking up in Hawaii. Too soon?
Oahu. That's fan-fucking-tastic.
Don't step on it. It's a Maui.
Wowie. I'm out of Hawaiian Islands. Oahu, Maui, Hawaii. Donka, Lucky, Doogie, Bop It. Let's say I Love Rocky Road instead of I Love Rock and Roll.
Mm-hmm.
This is a parody originally recorded by the Arrows. I didn't know that.
Pardon?
The Arrows. I Love Rock and Roll by the Arrows. So I didn't even know that was a cover.
That wasn't Joan Jett?
No, what the hell? We learned something today. I'll be damned.
I will remember none of it.
His second album, Weird Al Yankovic in 3D. The first single was Eat It. Yes, it was. Do you remember Like a Surgeon?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness. I forgot how good that shit is.
It was the most fake blood in a video until Henry Rollins' Liar.
Have you watched any of the reaction videos on YouTube? People reacting to new stuff they've never seen before?
The closest I've seen to that was kids react to like old technology.
Yeah, that's funny. But
as far as like people reacting to things, like I really don't care what Joe Schmoes thinks of this.
Well, a guy named Hectic because his Hectic Reacts, his younger white guy.
I don't think that's his real name.
It's not. He reacted to Liar from here. He's like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's really cool. And then it comes in. He's like, oh, this is fucking cool, man.
So this is what you do when Beavis and Butthead can no longer air the music videos.
Beavis and Butthead's music video airing still aired more of the video than TRL used to.
Yep.
to air. I was like, hey, this is number one. It's voted by you guys. 30 seconds of it, and it's gone. What the fuck, man? Like, the internet hasn't reached the point where you can just watch.
Give me more of that Ricky Martin, Mr. Daly.
Living La Vida Broca. I can't take that. It was Chris Rock, but I couldn't take TRL seriously after they voted the Bum Bum song from Tom Green number one week. You have any idea what I'm talking about as you drink your Diet Coke?
A, I do. Two, I need to finish drinking this.
You need to... I was going to say detox, but...
That's way less satisfying a noise than I hoped for.
There was one time a lady in line was looking at my purchase, and this was back when I was not conscious of calorie counting, and I kind of am now, so I had a seriously unhealthy snack. And
donuts, tampons, and Vaseline.
Is it you?
It's going to be a good weekend.
Searching for things you can't see. I had and she has like the gall to look back at me and goes, well, that looks like a healthy snack today. This woman...
You want any?
This woman outweighed me by probably 10 stone. And I had my work uniform. I was at work.
I thought it was 16.
She probably had the name of the album too. And yeah.
In her kidneys.
Hopefully the carpet matches the drapes in color, not quantity. You need that chainsaw?
Yeah, anything big enough to take it from about here through the Adam's apple to about here. Thanks.
What kind of apple was Adam's apple?
Green Delicious.
They never had a mix of Golden Delicious and Granny Smith because nobody wants to sink their teeth into a delicious Granny. I don't.
That is one of my favorite Beastie Boys songs, though. Only then they call it Boomin'.
The Gilf days.
They call that show the Golden Girls, thank you.
I fucking love the Golden Girls. Have you seen the Golden Girls? Do you have it? It was on Busted Tees, and it was the Mount Rushmore, but instead of the face, Golden Girls' faces.
That's
So
lovely.
Fantastic. I'll never forget the episode. Sophia moves out into a retirement home, and then she moves back, and Rose is like making out with her boyfriend Miles, and she has like her suitcases. She kind of looks. She goes into the kitchen, and Blanche goes, "Hey, Sophia, I see your suitcases. Are you moving back in?" She goes, "I don't get it. I've been gone for a week, and the dumb one is in there being a slut, and the slut's in here being stupid." That's a great show. Man.
Because I'm 26 and you're 80.
That show's made me like laugh to tears multiple times. I don't really think sitcoms do it for me anymore, though. I can't think of one sitcom that came out like in the last 10 years. Big Bang Theory's last season's this season.
A Good Riddance 2. That show never bugged me nearly as much as it does the rest of the internet. I mean, Sheldon, I would really care to have a long walk off a short pier, and he and his younger self get the spinoff. That's baffling.
Yeah.
The rest of it, they got their moments, but if anything keeps the phrase "Big Bang Theory" in circulation, that's fine. Meanwhile, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is eking up on season 13.
That's hard to believe.
Which is still screamingly wrong and screamingly funny.
I have not watched enough of that, and
You're
I need to
going
watch.
to like this show.
I know. I've watched it before. I just haven't watched enough of it to. I just haven't watched enough of it. The last episode I watched was where they have a rec basketball league, and Mac picks all the black kids.
Well,
like, you can't do that. Like,
well, you know what I said after the Super Bowl?
what's that?
It's Always Sunny in Minneapolis. Because that's where they held it, and that's the team that won.
That is true. Although they play in a dome, so you can't even see the sun.
Yeah, well, it's
Much like a popular religion.
They're playing. It's like, well, you kind of have to do that there in what, February?
Yes.
Whenever it was. All I know is like, all right, I'm at Brad's. It's a lot of chicken wings, a lot of beer, and a lot of people hoping the Pats lose. I don't care about football, but
Yeah.
I'll be loud with the rest of them.
Win in Rome. Yes. You don't have to. You don't have to hate. You don't have to love football to hate the Pats.
I'd never been to Rome, Georgia. What are you talking about? Been to Athens, Georgia. Terrapin Brewery. Forget Disney World. Terrapin Brewery was the happiest place on earth.
How big is that joint?
That's been a hot minute. Imagine obligatory big-ass warehouse brewery plus generous plot of land behind it to hold concerts and a bunch of drunks paying no attention to the band.
So maybe like Old Mech mixed with Sierra Nevada?
Probably something in between those and just a nice big flat space behind it to go party.
Gotcha. So Steve and I, as of what's today, Wednesday, a week and a half ago, have visited Brewers at Yancey. And pretty fucking great.
Yep. For the love of Allah, though, could they give it a better name? I like Victieri.
Victieri is a good name. But now, the other side was Victory, right? We were on the southern...
No, where we were was the joint brewery and drink room, dining room.
Okay, you can get whatever then.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was... I don't know why I thought it was split.
The menu's set up that it'll tell you beer name, a little bit about the beer, and then which brewery from which this originated.
If you want to get giggly fucking white girl wasted in a hurry, just go there and get the Samoa beer because it's over 10%, under 12%. I don't remember the...
You're going to go cocoa nuts about this beer, folks.
Oh, it's so fucking good. And you don't have to be guilted into buying it by a cute little person in a dress outside of a teeter. You could just go get it. They should garnish it with a real Samoa, or at least the cheap knockoffs, because the cheap knockoffs are really fucking good, and you can get them year-round. Or you used to be able to. Can't anymore. I don't think I've seen them in a while now that I think about it. You know what? You used to buy those, didn't you?
Yep. Yeah, between Blatz and Aldi, it's like either you can get Girl Scout cookies proper for $4, or get the knockoffs for a third the price.
The Boy Scouts have popcorn.
Yeah, fun thing about my scouting career, I never once sold popcorn.
What did you sell?
See, at the time it was Libby Hill Coupons, a seafood joint in Greensboro, and Christmas trees.
You sold Christmas trees?
Well, at least the troop did. I had no part of that. That was later in the troop's life. They were doing fundraising endeavors.
That's got to be hard to fit in that little pouch.
And had the occasional car wash. Sadly, we were shirted, ladies. What?
Not if you were at the Catholic school car wash.
Yeah, this is Methodist. I think the rules there are no rules. Like, well, excuse me. It's just basically like, do what you want. God forgives you.
Significantly less incidents.
I left.
Significantly less incidents in the Methodist Church than the Catholic Church.
You know,
so it would seem.
That was the origin of Welch's grape juice. Was a Methodist minister because part of their doing communion was with grape juice instead of wine.
Yep.
The freaking teetotaler. But that does make for good fruit snacks and grape juice.
I will say, like, when I went, like, when I believed in that until I was, 7 or 8, we, like,
decade.
The communion, like, the little squares, those were really fucking good. Like, they were real, like a sweet crackery bread. Like, it was like a shortbread cookie. It was fucking delicious. It was fucking delicious.
I like to do Jesus Dunkers.
They should have made the Dunkaroos, but have them with Jesus. Jesus Dunkaroos is going on the list. Well, what would you dunk them in? Wine.
It's gonna be. This sounds sacrilegious.
Sacrilegious. Fergalicious, sacrilegious.
Don't turn me off this idea.
Oh, write it down. What do you want? What kind of beer you want next? Yes.
The Ugly Creature can.
That one? Session?
Yep.
Evil Stepmother?
Yes.
Oh, boy. Watch the screen. That's a very loud click. I'm actually going to do the pouring this time. I usually make Steve do it in case it's hard to pour out of a can into a glass like this. I don't think this was meant to be sniffed.
Says you.
Scratch and sniffed. The new beer idea. I got that pretty fucking great. Look at that. A lot of F-bombs here tonight, guys. Today, whatever. Get that Diet Coke out of here. Sacrilegious. Well, Steve, why don't you explain to all these lovely folks what the hell we're drinking right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're drinking the Keg and Kin Evil Stepmother Session IPA. 4.8% alcohol by volume. The beer full of character. Meet the family of beers with unparalleled personality, flavor, and style. Keg and Kin beers are made only with the highest quality ingredients. Sourced from trusted brewers with hints of citrus peel, grapefruit, and fresh floral notes from late edition hops. Our Evil Stepmother Session IPA is light and balanced. And then you get to truly know her bitter, hoppy edge. Once again, brought to you by Striker Brew Co. of Charlotte, North Carolina.
What the fuck? We gotta look. Please look that up on your tablet you dripped liquid on. That's a horrible picture.
That is deliciously ugly. It's
I'm trying to figure out who
hilarious.
I'm trying to figure out who it looks like.
Well, that totally nails.
That's a good outdoor grilling in the summertime brew right there. That's properly good. The
Yeah, it's like it takes something special for a session IPA to not suck.
that
And this doesn't suck.
Doesn't suck. That I kind of want to be outside grilling meat on some metal racks right now.
I hope yours doesn't catch fire.
Did your grill catch fire?
Friday night did not go well.
Oh,
It looks like everything's okay, but
how bad?
it's still a standing.
Okay.
The tank didn't explode.
Is that the grill you were going to give to me?
No.
Okay.
No, the one that I was going to give to you is now living at Colin's place in Winston.
Okay. Well, Thomas was very surprised at how hot my grill gets, and I tried to explain to him it's one regular size propane tank for a tiny, grill that you can only fit if you really smush them together 12 burgers on. But it's good because it cooks. Like Emily and I did chicken yesterday, and we did chicken thighs that I marinated in bone sucking sauce, and it took 4 minutes one side, 5 minutes the next side. It was done. Fantastic. It was so good. Grills are underrated. Fuck a stove.
Well, plan B instead was to cook this on the stove. So a little bit of olive oil combined with the Montreal seasoning, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of Worcestershire.
Does Popeye know what you were doing with his wife?
No, he doesn't need to. And a little bit of minced garlic on it as well.
Oh.
So plan B was to stovetop it, and these turned out real damn fine. Bought 2.5 pounds of steak at Costco for $18.
Nice. What cut? You remember?
Cheap. whatever was $7 a pound instead of $23 a pound.
It makes a difference.
Well, delicious is what this is. So I think I found red delicious cows.
Well, now I'm glad you brought this up because you and I are pretty similar in our food taste, except for a couple of weird things.
I like more of everything than you.
You
do.
like more. I will eat avocados chopped up like pico in a burrito. I'll eat it, but I will not eat hummus, ranch dressing, or mushrooms. Anything else I'll pretty much eat. Ranch
you
dressing.
don't want my ranch mushroom hummus?
I do not want ranch dressing.
I'm offended.
Do you think? All right, so a good cut of meat, people will say to you who are like foodies, they will say that a good cut of meat does not need sauce. Do you agree with that? Now, that's a blanket statement. So
sauce, no, but does include marinating as it's, prior to or during cooking.
There's a restaurant, I think it was on Food Paradise, who was... Oh, yeah, go ahead and sneeze or cough into it. I mean, we've burped into this thing 100,000 times. Steve's not dying, is he?
Didn't realize beer had feathers.
Oh, you got the bone-in one. Oh, all right. Well, we'll have to remember that for next time. There was a restaurant in Texas.
No, it was $4 for a 6-pack.
Yeah, that did not marinate. They just salt and pepper.
Okay.
Their steaks and chops, I think. But they said, no, you're not allowed to have condiments here. You don't get condiments. You don't. If you ask for them, you're going to...
We practice unsafe steaks.
No bones about it. But I'm a sauce guy, though. So I will dip it in more sauce. And in fact, last night, the chicken thighs, we used bone-sucking sauce to marinate. And then I dipped it in my Bad Monkey banana rum pepper sauce. So I marinated it in one sauce and dipped it in another sauce, which I'm sure is sacrilegious to some grill heads. But I think it depends on the cut of meat, because if you go and spend like $100 on a steak, then okay, yeah. I'm not going to spend $100 on a steak, but if it's bought for me or I have a gift card, then I want to taste what $100 steak tastes like. But if you're cooking at home and such, like I don't know, I think the marinade. So you're definitely a marinade guy, right?
That really seems to have yielded some excellent results. So I'm becoming a fan. I'm still pretty new to this, but it works.
It's fun. It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the stuff Thomas gave me way back whenever that I put most of it in deep freeze.
Yep.
Poured all the, what was it? Yoshi's Japanese hibachi joint has a mustard sauce. Mm-hmm. Kaylin loves that.
Is it sweet or spicy?
More on the spicy side.
Nice.
So poured half a bottle of that in this 2-quart container full of steak as it was still frozen.
Yes.
And, obligatory, more Worcestershire for extra salt. And then recap it, put it in the fridge, leave it in the fridge for a day. And then take that out once it's thawed, grill that out. That's the best thing I've ever grilled in the very short span of grilling I have to offer.
So when are we...
the trick is leave your steaks frozen for about 6 months, then dump a quart of sauce on it, and then grill it at low heat, and hopefully your grill does not catch fire, and it's gonna be amazing.
I don't think it was a Bourdain thing, but it was definitely like a foodie thing. But they did a blind taste test with several hundred people on different cuts of steak and different preparedness, and the frozen one always won. And they tried to describe it. Why? It's because so you have an aged steak. If you cook it immediately, you get the flavor. But the frozen one, this is going to sound really stupid after like 2.5 beers, but bear with me. When they freeze it, you freeze all of you freeze the meat. But right when you thaw it out, you don't let it thaw out all the way. You throw it on the grill, almost half frozen. You've already sealed in all those juices and all that flavor, so no flavor gets out. So you sear it on really high heat for a short period of time on each side, and then take it off and serve it. They said that's the best steak you'll ever have. And
that might have been what I did on accident.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. But
it turned out a little pinker than your shirt.
That's a good color.
Yeah.
Sinking your teeth into that.
Yeah, sorry about that well-done nonsense on the 4th of July, but...
Hey, you know what? It was free.
Yep.
I was thinking about making wings
and
today.
That had been acquired inexpensively, so you're not far off.
I did not get any word back from you about wings, so I decided to not make wings today. But I didn't get off until like 3:15, 3:30, so I didn't really have time to make us dinner before we did this. Oh no, Emily's bringing me Chick-fil-A. They might be fascists.
Request bone-in Chick-fil-A, because that breading would make a fantastic fried chicken wing.
It really would, and especially their sauce. Their sauces are good too. Give me some Polynesian wings or some what was the Chick-fil-A sauce wings. Chick-fil-A sauce is good too. It's basically honey
mayonnaise
mustard
and ketchup.
Honey mustard and barbecue sauce is what it is. I did tell you about the wing joint in Charlotte.
Yeah.
On Monday. So for the viewers, we went and really good wings. Toby and I got viewers, listeners.
You view it with your ears.
No, they can officially view it now.
A smidge. You know what we look like. What do you want?
Quit smitching. Smitches get stitches. Snitches.
I know that much.
I was like, hey, I see on the menu you guys do live music. And they're like, we don't do live music anymore because last time we had live music, the guy died in the parking lot. And then she walked away. I'm thinking, all right,
take that risk.
Nope, I don't think so. We're just gonna enjoy the food. But Toby and I got wings. They were really good. We got 20 wings, and each wing was the size of that Diet Coke can. So we weren't expecting the wings to be that big, but if you're ever in Charlotte, the Wing and Fish Company are right there in downtown Charlotte. And if you can't find that, then that's your problem because the city's not that big. It's really, really good. We'll be back there in a couple of weeks. Steve has you don't have any you don't have any places you're going until the mountains, right? With us? No vacations or
gonna be in Holden Beach the end of September, and right before that, I made a note to self of Wing and Fish Co. Charlotte. So apparently, I've already covered that. Apparently,
it's really good stuff, and Holden Beach is right there near Charlotte. Go to Mackay.
As is Mackay.
Yeah, when you go on the end of September.
The 22nd to the 29th.
Shit, you're a week late. Well, you could come and hang out with us while we
the
played.
magic of getting super expensive beach house like during one of the times it was available.
Yeah, we're going to be at Mackay on September 15th. Damn it. We could have had a party. Although last time, August.
All the time?
July, we were, Toby and I were playing in there, and a big group of people came in, and it's about 30 feet away. And I'm like, she looks familiar, but we kept playing, and she got closer. I'm like, that's Katie Blue. And her whole family is, what the fuck? I was like, Katie! And she came up and hugs like, man, she's like, and her boyfriend was like, man, we come to get away from Charlotte, and we come down here to Charlotte, and we can't get away from Charlotte. I was like, you can't
You're welcome, Kablooey.
She looks really great. I think she's been working out a lot. So shout out to Katie, man. You looking good. I mean, we always loved her before, but she's been working on her fitness and paid off. Looks good to her. You're already out of beer again.
It's a session. It goes quickly.
Are you saying that goes quickly?
The contents thereof.
Because that looks like
the beer had a good personality.
Because it looks like Chucky and Alfred Newman had a baby.
I was gonna go the Alfred Newman route, and yes.
Hello, Alfred Newman. What are you so mad about?
You didn't say the magic word.
There's a Starion parked outside of the apartment. It's Seinfeld's.
Yeah, there's all sorts of extinct cars in that show.
Yes. This has been a very not car-centric episode. The last several have been.
Well, what do you want, man? So in the last 24 hours, I've dodged a state trooper and getting pit maneuvered by a Chevy pick-em-up truck, and then some Nimrod in an Accord that's like holding his phone on his steering wheel and then coming in my lane like, fuck it, this car's old. I'll hit you.
Yep. It's going to cost you more than it is me.
Yep.
I think the same thing when I'm in the Jeep.
I enjoy this car, but it ain't precious.
No, exactly. Emily said, what would you do if the Jeep got T-boned or completely mangled in an accident and you were okay? I was like, I would buy it back.
A, crash part of this has been established. 2, get another one.
I'd get another one. I'd buy that one back, and everything I put on it, I would put on the new one.
Instant parts car.
Because it has new almost everything on it. Mm-hmm. So you might as well. I think about getting it painted. I just don't want it blue.
Okay.
Teal would be a very strong.
I do like the teal option.
Teal would be great. I thought about white, and I know your disdain for white cars. The boredom.
It's not as strong as the beige, the gold, the neon highlighter.
Yes,
that my car or one of its replacements had been available in. Why, Toyota? Why?
Well, you know what? The Eagle Talon came in that puke baby green, and it didn't look terrible because it had a black roof. It was less of the color, I guess.
So it's half highlighter and half marks a lot.
Yeah, I'm just going to paint the Jeep in blackboard paint. So you can just write down whatever you want on the outside of it. That's not terrible.
Best idea is bad idea?
That's not terrible.
Have you seen the Volkswagen minibus doing that?
Yes, I have. And those always sound like...
Unfortunately, I saw it on a rainy day, so whatever been scribbled on it was starting to dwindle.
You like draw some beautiful portrait and it melt and it looks like this horror film of nonsense. Have you seen the celebrities reading mean tweets about themselves?
Yep.
Did you see Lil Wayne looks like what happens when you feed a gremlin after midnight?
No. I don't know what it looks like, but I
That.
can believe it already.
Fucking that. Absolutely that all day, every day, and twice on Catil's Day. We need another drink.
Yep.
What you want? What you really, really want?
Sorry, what?
What? Sorry, I had spice on the mind. It's your turn to pick. I'm just going to roll it to you. Even though you picked last time, but I actually got up and did it.
Do you want to get found?
What?
Do you want to get found?
Fuck. Yes, I want to get found.
Okay.
I'm eating tacos tomorrow. You want to go eat tacos or are you valeting?
Still valeting. So I'll be taking money from nobody. Thursdays aren't good.
Oh.
Fridays should be good, but Thursdays are not. Like Wednesdays have been surprisingly interesting lately. Thursdays not. Fridays are always good.
Oh. Yeah. We have drank a lot of different shit, so you're going to entertain the people while I rinse out our glasses before we drink this.
All right, folks. So, what we have here is the Founder's Dirty Bastard Scotch Style Ale. Brought to you by Founders Brew Co. of Michigan. 8.5% alcohol by volume, 50 IBUs. So good, it's almost wrong. Dark ruby in color, and brewed with 7 varieties of imported malts. Complex in finish, with hints of smoke and peat. Paired with a malty richness and the right hook of hop power to give it the bad attitude that a beer named Dirty Bastard has to live up to.
Which Pete?
Ain't for the wee lads. Other Pete.
Pete or Pete?
Repeat.
I love Pete. The Adventures of Pete and Pete. All the old school.
Which had a surprisingly strong soundtrack for the time when none of us knew to appreciate it.
I know. I've since revisited that. Plus, I've also revisited how inappropriate Rocco's Modern Life really fucking was for me growing up. Where they were playing the board game Spank the Monkey, or the fact that Rocco's part-time job was a phone sex operator. You told him about the Birdie Dastard?
Si, senor.
Is it old?
Better brace yourself.
Oh my god, the barrel-aged version of Dirty Bastard should be called the ODB. That's all the clap I'm hoping to get in the next several days. I have been
what
serious.
the hell's going on with your next music venue? Goodness.
Well, if we even get through it, it'll be at Hunter House and Gardens, where the woman who books us is awesome, and the lady who has been managing it, who is her sister, was less than candid with me last time I was there. So I'm hoping it goes a little smoother this time.
Are you about to get waterboarded, seaboarded?
I'm not. You can't fire me. I quit. Well, all right. I'm a huge purveyor of treating people with as much respect as they deserve. And especially when we show up on time, we show up with a professional attitude. We always leave the place better than we found it. And I don't like to be talked down to. That goes with anything at work or personal life or anything. And she has a tendency to do that. And I basically told their manager, her sister, the person who books us, was like, that's happened twice now, and that's the last time it's going to happen. Before, when it happens, we'll just pack up and leave because I don't really need the gig. I mean, I love playing music. I love entertaining people, but I don't need that gig or that money. So, and it actually feels good to say that. So I can pack up and then say, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. And I wouldn't even be a bit.
Otherwise, you start calling it the Kunterkaus.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be a dick about it. I really wouldn't. I would just be like, you know what? Thanks for your time, but I don't want to be talked to like that, and have a good night, and fill the other dates you got booked for us, because we're done. Because it can come back to you. Like, if you're
Take this gig and shove it.
Ain't play it here no more. How's the dirty bastard?
Terrible. You should give it to me so I can drink it so you don't need to.
I don't think I'm going to do that. That's a really good
You're going
beer.
to suffer through it as well, huh?
I'm going to suffer through that deliciousness.
I'll ask speed, good sir.
I don't have any desire to go to Michigan.
No.
But Founders. Founders
Is
is
there.
Michigan, right?
Yep.
What part?
I want to say Comstock, where that is. Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids is...
Everything's in the mid. Nothing's in the UP, dude. The UP has a population of 7 people and 70,000 moose.
And 5 of them are on vacation.
Yes.
So Grand Rapids is... How are you looking it up where it is? Because I don't remember how far it is from Detroit. Aaron Kelly's moving back there.
I heard that she's in town. She's not in town. She's here. She's there. She's everywhere. She's making art.
Hey,
She'll
her-
help you make art.
Her piece of shit boyfriend took all the stuff and left and didn't tell her. Like, they've been living together for 2-3 years, and he just picked up and left. Didn't tell anybody. Didn't tell her. He's gone. I don't understand people, man.
I don't always advocate murder, but when I do, that seems justified.
Man, you're killing it tonight. Crabs are just spiders with cool armor.
Go on. Wait, does that mean spiders are as delicious?
Well, Andrew Zimmern, when he visited Thailand, he said it tasted a lot like soft shell crab.
Like a tarantula?
I think something like that. Grand Rapids, right there in the.
Kind of on the dead opposite side of the state.
It's in the. All right, so if you look at Michigan without the top half, if you look at
If you looked at it as a mitt, Detroit's at the base of your thumb, and Grand Rapids is at the first knuckle of your ring finger.
well, I was cutting out all this because none of
Right.
it matters. So I was looking at this like Mecklenburg County. So Grand Rapids is in Pineville. Pineville's on that side, man.
You said south awful funny.
Whereas Mint Hill is near Port Huron. Mint Hill's here. Grand Rapids is here, so Mint Hill,
That would be more
Pineville.
along the lines of southwest, kind of a Steel Creek-ish edge to it. Pineville would
okay,
be
Lansing
like
would be
bottom
Pineville.
part.
Lansing right there.
Battle
That would be
Creek
Pineville.
Would be Pineville.
Battle
Battle Creek.
Creek would be Pineville. Okay.
Lansing would be Ballantine.
Okay. Well, no, because
Well, this is the other
due
side.
God damn it. Sorry.
Broke it.
Due south is where the Providence Road on the border is. Due like completely in the middle south Mecklenburg County is Providence Road.
It's a bad analogy. We should stop doing it.
I think you should not do valet tomorrow and come eat tacos with me and Andy.
Hey, I left the shift up for grabs and no one's grabbing, so therefore I'm not picking up the other guy who's had a shift open today. I'm busy.
I pointed out the fact that Andy looks a lot like the guy who does Science Garage on Donut Media.
If I'd have seen more of Donut Media, that would make more sense. Otherwise, it's always a guy that looks like bearded Chum Lee.
You remember, yeah, that's everything you need to know about.
Yeah.
That's the episode. So Donut Media is the
Police
channel.
cars, Miatas.
That's all right. So I'll show you.
Please break the seal on your test book and begin.
Motherfucker, just no. I don't want to watch the video. Nobody wants to watch the ad. Literally, nobody wants to watch the ad. Like, I was like, Andy, you have a doppelganger.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No.
All right.
Andy's way better looking.
Andy's just a really good dude. I'm going to see him. I hope he's there tomorrow. If he's not, I'm still going to eat tacos, but I'll be sad. Andy owns a
suffer
horse.
through the rest of the staff because a fraction of a horse.
1/200th of the horse.
So which hoof was it?
Front right. Maybe. Well, Heases are expensive, though. The upkeep, the housing, the boarding.
That's funny because once upon a time they were wild, which means that would cost you $0.
Well, so says the Stones. Not a big fan.
Not of that song. At least
I
it's
like
better,
that.
At least it's better than Beast of Burden. I
hate
Beast of Burden.
even when Bon Jovi covered it.
I never heard that.
No,
I can't say like, oh, I hate this song. I'm going to see if anybody else did this rubbish song better. No.
I hate this. Let's see if it's better anywhere.
Did this get any better? Probably not.
Oh, goodness. I didn't know you hated Beast of Burden.
Yeah.
Please allow me to never say that again.
I will, however, allow yourself to introduce yourself because everybody loves Symphony for the Devil.
Yes. Okay, so Beast of Burden was...
That was
Which one was
Pig.
Which one was Beast of Burden?
I'd never be your Beast of Burden.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, it gets even more irritating with the, you're such a pretty, 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 pretty girl. And then you do it again.
I don't know why I was getting that mixed up with Sympathy for the Devil. I don't know why I was getting it mixed up.
Same band, two very different songs, sir.
I like Paint It Black, and I like Sympathy for the Devil. You know how much Rolling Stones tickets were like a couple years ago? Like $200.
Insufficiently expensive.
$200 fucking dollars. $200 to see the Crypt Keeper dance around. Like, fuck you. No way. No way is that worth the money.
You know, I never got to see the Beatles, but for $10, I saw a Beatles cover band that did a fantastic job.
Or, if you ask Chris Anthony, the Beatles are just the Nickelback of the 60s. That's what he said.
Well, you're welcome to your own opinion. You could be wrong. You could still be... Yes. Beatles or Stones? Beatles.
I'd rather listen to the Beatles than the Stones, and I'm not a big Beatles fan.
It was like in a pretty short career, they did have a lot of output. And once they discovered drugs, it wasn't always fantastic. The earlier stuff, it's not terribly entertaining. It's all generally good. Mm-hmm. And then later on, you've got some stuff really amazing and stuff just unlistenable. Go ahead, look up Revolution number 9.
Is that better than the Love Potion of the same number?
Negative. No, one's a cute song about possible date rape. The other one is just noise.
I can't meld those together into something funny.
So don't. We'll move on.
There's a lot of...
It's like you drank something to make you kiss everything in sight. Do you know how badly that ages in 2018, man?
I know, it's spacing me out. There's certain bands, like, I may not, like... I might not enjoy a lot of the Beatles' discography, but I do know that it's. I am cognizant of the influence, and the Rolling Stones definitely cognizant of the influence. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out.
The Beatles had a good sense of split in 1970. Stones still together after about 72.
If you start me up, I'll never stop.
After a couple years after Beatles split, the Stones should have been stopped rather than started up.
They should have quit rolling.
They didn't. Yeah, like a lot of the later catalog isn't good.
No, but I am aware of why people enjoy that. I am not even remotely aware of why anybody enjoys Bob Dylan or Neil Young. I have no idea.
'Cause I'm just a man with a guitar. I can't really sing very much, but my career went far.
That or I don't really understand. Oh, motherfucker. He just Lou Reed. I don't understand Lou Reed either.
That's part of the case of you didn't take enough drugs. That one really had his moments, but once again, if you like it, cool. If not, it makes sense.
Well, because the song "Perfect Day" makes me want to cut my pinky toe off with a butter knife.
Thing is, there was Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground, and then 20, 30 years later, the Dandy Warhols did a lot of the same thing, better.
So the Dandy Warhols were that sort of band.
It's quintessential drug rock. It's, a lot of weird shit, a lot of wonderful shit.
Drug rock needs to be
an
active genre.
Queens of the Stone Age is unofficially labeled stoner rock.
Stoners aren't druggies to me. Stoners are stoners.
Yeah.
Like, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida is the king of drug rock.
Speaking of covers.
Oh my God, really?
Slayer's cover of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida
They did it?
Fucking amazing.
Was it 18 minutes long?
Nope. They speed it up a lot. You get everything you need to from a soundtrack to a Robert Downey Jr. movie from 1987. That was during his nadir.
Yeah,
Lesson Zero's not pleasant.
And
I can say it's not good, but it's not pleasant.
He had a rough.
Everyone's up in arms about James Gunn. Oh no, he said a thing, and meanwhile, Downey Jr. is over here giggling his tits off.
Yes. And I feel like Giggle Tits needs to be somebody's nickname.
Like the doctor on Metalocalypse.
What is it?
Dr. Twincledits.
Oh, sweet. Didn't somebody...
And then they had it written out as well. Wait a minute.
Like when you write out penisland.com and you realize, oh, it's not...
Pen Island? Pin 15 land?
Pin 15 land, yes.
I don't think I typed this right.
Typewriter, you get caught up in Oh boy. You're almost out of beer again. Are you stopping at that?
No.
One more?
Sure.
One more. If some is good, more is better.
It's true. Let's see, what would just do that?
Other
IPA, or do you want to do the Pokemon beer? We could each do a Pokemon beer.
It doesn't matter because we've done a
Look
quad.
at it. It's hypnotic.
No, it's not. That's not hypnotic. Emily has a bottle of hypnotic downstairs.
Look at the name of it.
It's so pretty. The bunny's so pretty.
It's a bunny with like butterfly wings.
Despite of its rage, I'm still just
Here.
Nicolas Cage.
We should each get these because this is good Sierra Nevada knockoff. What does this say, folks? What I have here in my hand is a bottle with what looks like a Pokemon. It's the Hypnotic Beast Pale Ale. What's that, you say? A pale ale from Star Hill Brewery out of Central Va, Crozet. Don't call it Charlottesville, Virginia. This is one of the Lidl finds from that other German grocery store that's slowly taking over the area. And actually, I bought this in Indian Land instead of Indian Trail because Indian Trail is too much of a madhouse to actually buy, heavy shit like 6-packs.
And it will be until the novelty wears off.
They've got 3 weeks of 20% off coupons going on, so I'll fall in that trap.
I fall in the trap of I've worked in a grocery store so long I can't tell the difference in any of them.
Well, the tiny German ones are noticeable because they're tiny and they don't carry everything, but the pricing's mostly better than everything else.
And I understand it, but it seems so weird I've only been in an Aldi twice.
Mm-hmm.
and it seems so weird to be inside of an Aldi.
Have you been there since they renovated?
No. It's been
It's
at least 8 years since I've been in an Aldi.
It's better now.
Okay.
The prices are still ridiculous. The produce is still mediocre. So
It's kind of my thing.
coming from where you're working, that's immediately going to be a black flag.
Sticker on a Cadillac?
Yeah, I already told you what I want to do to my imaginary CTSV.
You gonna pour it? We're gonna pour it.
Yes, we're drinking 4% beers out of snifters.
Because fuck you. This is the most I think we've drank since the ridiculous Noda Hopcakes and Maple Crown or Maple Knob Creek episode.
Now, for what it's worth, we started strong and then everything kind of tapered off because the rest of these are comparatively not as strong.
True, but we've only been at this an hour and 26 minutes, and we're already on beer number
4.
Well, cheers to the Hypnotic Beast. I don't. These are crystal glasses. I don't know why they're not clinking.
Dunno.
Oh fuck yeah, that's good. That's really good. I am working up an ape tit right now.
Left or right?
Let's see. Whichever one Harambe was. 10,000.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. We've got a fallen child. To blame.
Harambe. By the way, 10,000 people. Now, DJ told me this. Shout out to DJ Bright, my man, my black son. 10,000 people in the 2016 election wrote in Harambe. This is what happens.
Frankly, would have been a better option.
It would have been a better option.
Like between either of them.
And less apish. This is why, and I know Kirkman's libertarian gene is twitching when I say this, but voting should be mandatory, and it should be online, and it shouldn't be on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It should be a week-long thing to give everybody a chance to do it, because we all know why they have it during the week like that. It's hard to get off of work.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go political or religious with it. We can't.
Everything is terrible, and here's why.
This is why we drink so much. There was something funny I was going to tell you when I got back from the beach from playing, and I don't remember what it was. And I promise you it was relevant to this this shindig we do. And now I can't remember it at all. Then now I don't know what to do with it.
Do they have a Hawaiian flag at Mackay?
Yes.
Because that is the coolest fucking flag in existence.
It is. And they have a blackboard up there with the pay it forward beer. So you can buy somebody a beer. And it's not always super specific. So, like, one of them was anybody with a Nirvana t-shirt gets a free beer.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
All right.
And it's the blackboard is a good, I'd say, if I remember correctly, 10 feet wide by 5 feet tall. And it's pretty, like, anybody with an Ohio
board.
State.
Are you sure it wasn't the black cockboard?
No. But
Black chalkboard.
did you know Olivia Wilde's real name is Olivia Cockburn? I can't imagine why she decided Wildee was a better.
Well, I'm never trusting her to roast chicken.
Or anything else. Actually, I would. It would be worth the risk. It'd be worth the risk. Olivia Cockburn. Well, I don't think we have names we would have to change if we got famous. Because they're not...
I've already got a famous name, so
You
then
do.
it's just confusing the people. Like, there's a director, Steve McQueen. Not to be confused with actor from the 60s, Steve McQueen.
Yep.
So now we're already getting recycled famous names. Or there's Michael Jackson the singer, Michael Jackson the beer reviewer.
Why don't you go by Mickey or Mike or something?
Mickey
Jackson. Oh, beat it. No one wants to be defeated. Oh.
What the hell's with your beer?
Oh, fuck me. That's brilliant.
Now.
All right, wash it first. AJ Holt is actually an author. I Googled myself
All right.
many moons ago, and I know that's horrible, but the Unforgiven, Watch Me, they said, Catch Me. So AJ Holt isn't actually an author. So if you're listening to this, other AJ,
Unforgiven, like the Western,
or the song.
which sounds Western.
I'm sorry about any hate mail you get. That was not my intention. This is not my intention at all. This is a hypnotic beast. Perhaps I need to go to the Aldi more often.
How do you say? You can't find it there. It's the other one.
Oh, Lidl.
Lidl.
Laldi.
Which, frankly, either of them looks like if you just butchered spelling either of them enough, you'll wind up at the other.
What's the longest anagram we can? Well, what's an anagram for hypnotic? Is there an anagram for it? This is what I do when I'm super bored. Try to find the longest word I can.
Pause for Google. Or better yet, I'm going to Bing it.
Bing drinks. Shout out to Petey's Bing drinks. I turned Steve onto those, and they're fan-fucking-tastic. If you've never had these energy drinks, they're good. They're 30 calories to 40 calories a can, 10 grams of sugar, lots of vitamins, lots of minerals. Doesn't give you the shakes, gives just enough energy. Please. They need to be a sponsor. I'm going to send them a message. You need to sponsor the CBGPod. Just don't listen to it, because... just sponsor it. Just don't listen to it, man. Please don't listen to it.
Well, do you want to sponsor it? We got to make sure that you're up to snuff with our morals and values here.
Well, look, since I've gotten you to talk into the mic, I don't have to spend all the time listening to all this rambling we do. So in case we say something that's super offensive, like last episode when I wanted to beat Yoko Ono if I was married to her. But wouldn't you two? Your silence.
I would care to not be you too. Maybe The Edge, not Bono. I'm not that much of a dickhead when I'm wearing sunglasses.
Ask Sean Smith about The Edge. They could not be a cover band because The Edge was such a shitty guitar player, he couldn't play covers. They had to play original stuff. And there you go. By the way, the only U2 song I can tolerate is Mysterious Ways.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Well, every January 1st, I do enjoy Nothing Changes on New Year's Day.
What about Sunday, Bloody Sunday?
That's a good one.
It's not bad. But it's not great. And by the way, Vertigo is a horrible fucking song because the intro makes the whole song terrible. Uno, dos, tres, catorce. 1, 2, 3, 14.
I don't want none of that pie.
3-point catorce.
3.14.
Yeah. I want some pie. Cheesecake is pie. Cheesecake's not cake. Cheesecake is pie. And I don't think I've had a birthday cake in years. I just keep getting key lime pie from my parents.
Funny, I requested the same thing on my last birthday.
My man. That calls for a beard bang. No head banging.
Ladies and gentlemen, we may or may not have become derailed. Look up anagrams, and then it's giving me synonyms because the internet's stupid.
Allow us to re-rail. And not if you're Amtrak. Oh my goodness, my mom just watched the video. Oh boy. And Sean Feely commented. Sean Feely waved. Hey, Sean Feely.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, my mom listened to me drop 1,000 F-bombs. Nice. She's so proud. Actually, she is. She always says how proud she is of all the kids. We're all self-sufficient and we're all happy. How do you define success? Let's take it seriously. Emily and I had this conversation. Toby and I had this conversation. So, would you define? Do you think everybody has their own version of success, or do you think because I don't think success is necessarily monetary, or I don't think it's necessarily monetary. So, how would you define? Would you think you're a successful individual?
Partially.
Okay. Is there anything? What would you say you were not successful at?
Funny you mentioned financially. I've got quite the hurdle to climb on that. But as far as personally, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Great group of friends, great lady. No. Life's good. Could it be better? Yes. Could it be worse? You bet your ass it could be worse.
It could be.
It's like, oh, darn, everything hurts. Well, I've still got my health.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can still keep showing up to a thing. They keep paying me to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, would I wish for that to be more? Yes.
Don't we?
But, you know, job would be great if it weren't for the hours. Darn.
Yeah.
It's still a thing to do to finance, you know, say, this nonsense. Am I having fun? Absolutely. Do I want to do more of it? Absolutely. Do I wish I could do more of, you know, fun stuff? Absolutely.
And get paid for it.
That too.
We're working on it. You got to start somewhere. Because when I started playing music, I played for peanuts. If that.
I saw the shells in the trash can.
Mm-hmm. I've been keeping them as a memento.
Finally decided, screw this. I'm out of room for peanut shells. So I want the peanuts, not the shells.
Well,
like, dude, they sell shelled peanuts.
That's not as fun.
Has Bob told you nothing?
I do the Roy Holt school of salted peanuts. So you get the roasted salted peanuts in the shell, pop the whole thing in your mouth, 2 at a time, get all the salt off of them, soften them up, and the shell softens to where you can just squeeze it a little bit and it pop perfectly open.
And you don't like boiled peanuts? Because
No.
that's basically the same concept
No,
without any of the moisture on your part.
I like my peanuts crunchy, not mushy. And I like my peanut butter. I like peanut butter.
Well, you already said you don't like chickpeas because that's too hummusy.
No.
Because that's basically the same thing as a softened peanut.
I know some leaders of the free world who like chickpea.
Free? Or olives?
Black or green?
I do prefer mine black. I'll eat either.
I like them like I like my coffee.
Green.
Green coffee.
Where the hell do you get green coffee? Because now I want it. Avocado coffee.
At Ferrigno's.
Stay tuned. 2019. Green coffee 2019.
Oh, gee. Only in California. I've tried to explain to all of my part-timers who are younger than me that money will make things easier, but they will not make them better. It can buy you happiness.
I bought a Mercedes-Benz. What are you talking about? Say goodbye to the electrical system in 4 years, bub.
Yeah, the old or any German car, very fun to drive for 2 years until it's out of warranty, and then you'll have that one asshat on the forums that says, "I've driven my BMW, it's been dead reliable," and anybody can win the lottery, bub.
No, just because a lot of them have become horrible doesn't mean all of them have become horrible.
Well, you know what? Take your 1990 BMW 3 Series and take a 1990 Civic. Don't change the oil in both of them for 20,000 miles and drive the fuck out of it. Which one will still run after a year?
I don't trash either of those cars.
I don't either. But which one do you think will run better after that year? The Honda will run better after that year. It will get you from point A to point B. The BMW will get you to point A. That's a really good beer.
Yeah, that's impressive for
a knockoff.
That might have been $5 for a 6-pack. Because basically, with the name and this little Pokemon thing on it, like, that's adorable. I must buy this. It's like that and all the other hypnotic beasts. They're cheap. And they don't suck.
That is honestly better than the Costco Kirklands.
Oh, absolutely.
That
The price is better, the beer's better. Let's keep picking those up just to have, something quick to drink. Like, it's not exactly good, but they did away with all the actively bad ones. The brown ale, you didn't like it. Nobody liked it. They did away with it. So now the mix pack is IPA, APA, Session IPA, and Pilsner. Go ahead, drink all 4 of those back to back. You can't tell them apart.
the brown one tasted like TV static.
The seltzer of beer.
Yes.
That said, I did pick up Kirkland seltzer the other day because Caitlin likes seltzer.
She likes seltzer?
Yeah, she's not a soda head. She likes coffee, but no soda.
I've never had seltzer.
Ever had fizzy water with a hint of fruit flavor?
No.
That's what it is. And it's been very strange to see the differences of these, in the last 2.5 years to try different stuff out. Well, it's certainly better than the same concept, but for country music. I might like it, but it's going to be different.
But different isn't necessarily better.
Not always.
Nope. Mark and I had that conversation, and I'm not even going to say the R word on this because I don't want to get a text that's 6 miles long about why that engine's a good engine. I love you, Mark. I'm not going there with this.
Radial.
By the way, that's never buy for your Jeep Cherokee. Do not buy Goodyear Wrangler radials. The tread pattern is super cool looking.
Well,
it will last no time.
It depends on the variety of Wrangler, though. That a lot of them, oddly enough, the tread pattern looks like TV static. Mm-hmm. Some of them may be a little straighter, much like the BF Goodrich all-terrains. Mm-hmm. Those were famously, dog path in tread, but somehow those hold up pretty well.
Yeah, they do. I went Michelin, and I will never buy any other tires than Michelin. They're expensive, but...
Yeah, I wasn't buying Michelins for my rig, so I bought a set of Kelly Edges 2 years ago, and they work. Basically, they are third-hand Goodyears, but they've been a really good set of tires, and, from a brand that has existed here forever instead of, I don't know, what I want, Thunderers or Westlakes or whatever the Chinese tires are that could have fit the car for cheaper. It's like, these are $1.10 a pop for my 18-inch wheels.
Segura,
they do.
Segura described the cheapest Nikes as the Walgreens janitor's 11s. That's what I was thinking of.
So what do you want your Walgreens janitor shoes in? White or black?
How much? All right, so
are they Velcro by that point?
At a certain age, if you're comfortable, how much did you pay for the Vibe?
Too much, $5,300. But that has been a largely reliable car. In the 4 years I've had it, all right, it's had a few instances. It needs to stay overnight at the shop. Well, said shop will give me a loaner.
Have sold you a car or two in the past also. So they've been good to you.
Yes.
Where's the shop?
Russ's Tire and Auto.
In Monroe.
It's now the dead opposite side of Charlotte for where I'm living. But far west Charlotte off of Mount Holly Road.
Gotcha.
Exit 14-ish off of 45.
Okay.
Whereas here we are off of exit 44 or so.
Ish.
And there are 67 miles of 45. So take your pick. Go through town, get stuck in traffic, or take the Autobahn. And it'll take you a minute, but there they are. They do good work. And ostensibly, they could find you a car. Or you could buy yourself an expensive, high-mileage old car there, too. I just kind of fell into this one, and have really enjoyed it. Too bad the next vibe that he has is an 05 9GT, but it has a sunroof.
It's nice to have, but it's not a necessity.
Yeah, it's one less thing to leak in an old car.
It would be nice to have my Cherokee have not a sunroof, but have the entire top be glass. That'd be sweet. It'd be expensive, but...
Do you have Sawzall and do you have plexiglass? No, it's not. To do it well? What can you do?
Well, the reason I was asking about cost, too, is like, if you're going to keep the car for a while, the Michelins would have been the way to go. I poo-pooed on... I shitted on expensive tires and for a long time.
Well, I think if I were to go to Michelin route, that in turn would mean I need to get wheels that are not octagonal and to get the suspension updated. So it's for such an investment in turn means spending more money on a car I didn't expect to keep 4 years. And now we're beyond that. It's at 240,000 miles.
Weak.
Yeah, well, it's like, I'll let you know when I finally cross the mileage at which you bought your car.
I cheated.
248 or something.
242. And it's at 323 now.
Give me a month.
Yeah, for real. What was funny is,
but like it's been solid. Except for a few times, all right, it needed something fixed and it never stay overnight. But
it didn't strand you.
No,
exactly. And technically, the Jeep hasn't either because, oh no, we broke down in the Advanced Auto Parts parking lot because the original alternator, shat itself. And guess what? It's a Cherokee 4-liter inline six. They had like 100 alternators in stock. So. What's funny?
That's got to be completely maddening to be somebody keeping up with car parts, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, whatever have you, like everything gets its own part. Like, are you in body work? Forget it. They don't do that.
No, they don't.
I was like, what? I need a fender for a Jeep Cherokee. All right, sir. Here's your sheet of steel.
That's straight.
Yeah.
Here's 2 bolts.
Do you want to spend a little bit more for the aluminum fender instead?
Nah, I'm all right. I'm okay.
It won't rust.
That's true. No, I'm gonna get carbon fiber fenders for the Jeep. Make a light Jeep
done?
even light. Yeah,
the
probably.
Jeep, you said it awful funny. A Jeep Superleggera.
What, they're gonna charge me twice the price for half the car?
Yes.
Okay. What's funny is I spent.
You're not using that back seat. Take it out. Save some weight.
Yeah, it's true. On tires, tax, tag, title, and destination, everything on tires was $820 for the Jeep. The Jeep itself was $1,750. But I will say, once I bought those tires, that is the smoothest ride, the best. It's so worth the money to buy the really, really good tires. But I do plan on driving that thing until I'm dead. So either that or if I find a really low mileage Outback XT for stupid cheap, that's a 6-speed. That's been taken care of and not beat to fuck. That's gonna be hard to do.
Well, thing is, that's effectively the adult's pimped imp.
True. Well, it's
instead of like it's a WRX. But yeah, this thing's been vaped in, hasn't it?
Well,
apparently that's a new not smoked in.
Forester XT would have a strong consideration too. Those are even rarer to find in manual and correct transmission variety.
No, they kept the XT around a good bit longer, but it's got the rubber band transmission.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't need
good news. Turbo power, extra 50 horses.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry, guys. But the thing is, I don't need another.
Hard at that thought. What the hell, man?
I don't need another toy though. I feel like if I got one of those, I would have an exhaust on it. I would do stuff to it. Like,
oh, it's like you've done shit to the Jeep. Like,
stop making alternate points.
Put an
exhaust on that too.
You've had fun with that. Just because you're daily driver doesn't mean you have to suffer.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not project car sad. It's like, yep, it fires on 2 of the 6 cylinders, and one of the tires has become a square.
Stop Pacino Reevesing this. Stop devil's advocating. This is the absolute this is the 15th episode, and out of the other 14, this is the first time we have not taken any break. This is straight through everything. That's pretty neat. And just a shade under 2 hours.
You say that. I do have to pee.
Well,
no sense breaking just yet. Gosh,
I don't think so.
Let's ride another 10 minutes.
And we might as well. So is there anything else? I wanted to discuss, this is one of the things I had on my mental list. Famous bands from not necessarily Charlotte, but North Carolina in general. The only ones, like, without looking at Google. We're not looking at Google yet. We're going to think of as many as we can without doing it. So it's Ben Folds is from Charlotte.
/ Chapel Hill. Squirrel Nut Zippers.
Squirrel Nut Zippers is Charlotte. Jodeci. Do you remember Jodeci? It was an R&B group from late 80s, early 90s. That's from this area.
Okay.
Petey Pablo. North Carolina. Oof. Well, it's North Carolina.
I'm keeping my shirt on, but whatever.
Well, you can spin something else around your head like a helicopter.
The Avett Brothers out of Concord,
which I've still never listened to. Now sounds more like what you would think it would.
Well, it's kind of rock country. While it's not my thing, their fans are fanatical.
They are. They're all about it.
And I think it's really funny anytime I see an Avett trucking. Like, it's an Avett Brothers truck. No, it's not.
Oh, Fantasia that came second or first. American Idol
something
second
on a show I never watched.
Yep.
As was Clay Aiken.
Clay Aiken was Rollywood. But as far as all right,
Weekend Excursion out of Greensboro / Boone / Raleigh. I knew the drummer growing up.
Weekend. What genre was that?
Rock. They had a few songs that appeared in teeny bopper TV shows in the early 2000s, and then the band broke up, and for the longest time had the annual Christmas reunion show, but now they've since gone their separate ways, and those have become further and further between. And I never made it to the reunion shows since Lincoln Theater's a good bit away from here in Charlotte-ish to the middle of Raleigh in mid-December.
Stephen Wright will be at the Durham
DPAC.
I really want to go.
Like there is no other venue in Durham except the DPAC. Nobody's playing at the Durham Coffee House. Or speaking of North Carolina bands, the Manhattan Project, my buddy's hardcore band from back in the day.
I was thinking Famous, but we'll keep that going.
Or what about Analog Crash?
Oh, who is that?
I'm looking at it.
Oh, shucks. The pleasure's all yours. The Super Grit Cowboy Band. Asheville Symphony. The Justice League, but it's just us. So instead, it's at the middle right there where my thumb is. The Justice League. I've never heard of them.
No.
Acoustic Syndicate.
That sounds jammy-ish.
The John Stickley Trio. I put famous North Carolina bands, not every obscure North Carolina band that's ever been.
Famous-ish. Close enough.
Music of North Carolina. There we go. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Randy Travis.
Fuck, I forgot about that. He grew up like in
Marshville.
Yeah, right near where I kind of grew up. Or kind of near where I grew up. Not near where I kind of grew up. That would insinuate that I grew up. And that doesn't... We haven't grown up. By the way, I got tagged in one of my 5th grade class pictures.
I saw.
And now
Which team was that?
I've gotten an influx, Rockets. I've gotten an influx of friend requests from people whom I haven't spoken to in years and that I don't really fucking care to speak to ever again. But I'll probably accept their friend requests just because I don't have any animosity. It's just that I've never woken up late at night and go, hey, I wish I could talk to this person again.
How's blah blah? Oh wait, blah blah is dropping you a friend request.
Blah Blah's on their 17th child in their 4th marriage, and they used to judge me for being different. Oh, joke's on you. If I want to go to sleep when I get home from work, I just fucking do it. I don't pop a tit out and let it suck on it.
Hey, with enough vodka, you can sleep through that too.
Probably.
That's joke's on you. I prefer whiskey.
Avett Brothers, Corrosions of Conformity?
Was it the Vols old band?
No, Duvall's comes with the fall.
Okay.
But hold on a second. This was because of their proximity to university. Bands with this. Okay, never mind. It says bands. Okay. No. Corrosion Conformity. Super Chunk.
Yeah, out of Chapel Hill.
Yep. Carolina Chocolate Drops. Lords of the Underground.
It kept mixing up Super Chunk and Super Grass from Merge Records. Like, Adam told me about a bunch of these wonderful bands out of Chapel Hill.
What about Super Tramp?
How do I take the long way home? 51?
Between the Buried and Me? Metal band.
Name rings a bell.
Interesting. I didn't know Between the Buried and Me was North Carolina. That's what it says on Wikipedia. The Moravians. That's obviously gospel. From Winston-Salem.
That would be amazing if that's a metal band out of Winston. What's up, Winston Amish? It's like, thanks for the cookies.
Put your abacuses in the air. Abaci?
Yes.
What's the plural of abacus? Abacus.
Abacus plural.
Abacus. Never.
Abacus 2+.
No shit. John Coltrane was from Hamlet. That's fucking boss. I had no idea.
What? Henry Rollins' favorite jazz musician.
John Coltrane from Hamlet. Born September 23rd. My mom's birthday, 26. You may write that down?
Nope.
You gonna do it?
Yes, cool. I'm writing this upside down.
That's better than some people write right side up. Coltrane,
skills.
Born of my mom's birthday, the 26th, died 1967. So Coltrane was only 41 when he died. No junk, no soul. Wow. Max Roach, I don't know who that is.
But he became Papa.
Tab Smith, Percy Heath, Dizzy Gillespie?
What?
South Carolina.
We'll take him.
I mean, it's Diet, North Carolina. If you blindfolded me and said, we're going on a road trip, we're not going to tell you where we're going to go. We're going to stop at a gas station. We're going to unblindfold you, and we want you to guess where you are. I could guarantee you I could tell you we're at a gas station in South Carolina.
Because they have 5 pumps instead of 3.
There's that. There's the fact that there's always some kind of food that's not a chain restaurant on the inside of it. And the bathroom looks like if you look at anything other than your own dick while pissing in the toilet, you're going to get herpes. Then it's a gas station.
And as always, thanks for stopping at Plagues.
Speaking of plagues, we have a plague party on Saturday night. Steve has finished the 200 beers for the 14th time Saturday, or he's already done it, but our plate party Saturday, he's done it 14 times. I've done it 9. Mac's done it twice.
Yep.
Kaylin's done it once. And Tyler's probably not coming. So it's going to be a fucking shindig, yo. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. I got to work the next day, but I don't have a gig that night. So I can come home from work, sleep, and what time's this party? 6?
Let's hope so.
Okay. That's what I put was 6.
That's what I put. And
James Taylor, Carolina on my mind. You've Got a Friend was number 1 in 1971. Interesting.
No, that's silly. That song's been around forever.
Evidently. There's a lot of bands I've never heard of before. The Sex Police? Zen Frisbee.
Not now, Vice President.
Zen Frisbee.
That's fantastic.
That's a
Good
great
name.
That's a great name. Archers of a Loaf.
I've heard of them, but I haven't heard them.
Metal Flake Mother. There's Squirrel Nut Zippers.
Yay.
Name another song besides Hell. I can name one. Put a Lid on It. And it's a great song. It's very swingy. But the chick sings lead.
Okay.
It's really good, actually. Punk rock and metal. Let's see. The punks arrived shortly after the Cigarettes with a Z. The Dads, the Bad Checks, the Fabulous Knobs, Butch Wax, the X-Teens, Human Furniture. Human Furniture.
Hey, you think, our dumb state being 2 states due south of D.C., that some of that punk influence could have, never mind.
The Human Furniture.
Human Furniture.
The Junkie Sluts. That's a good one. Later hardcore punk bands. The we've been saying it so long, the computer went dead. All right, it's alive again. It's still recording everything, so
Okay,
it's
it was
fine.
like,
It just went to sleep.
Don't.
It was tired. Oh my goodness. Okay, the Fabulous Knob. Let's see, No Labels, UNICEF, Stillborn Christians, Bloodmobile, 30-Foot Beast, Mission DC, Celibate Commandos, The Bad Checks, Creeping Flesh, Time Bomb, Stations of the Cross, and Oral Fixation. Some other notable heavy metal acts from North Carolina are Weed Eater, Buzz Oven, Daylight Dies. I like that. But Between the Buried and Me, which I had no idea. Their guitar player's name is Dusty Waring. He has his own signature Paul Reed Smith guitar model. So he actually must be...
How much is that going to run?
Yes. Wretched, Invoker, Confessor, Delilah from Fayetteville, Shyler Kroom.
The heavy breathing radio DJ, like, how's it calling Delilah? Tell me all your deepest secrets.
Wait, does the breathing rival your favorite breathing artist ever? Flyleaf? I didn't know Anti-Scene. Anti-Scene's North Carolina, Charlotte.
Stevie Wonder's not from here.
You know Stevie Wonder's got kids he's never seen. Judas Bullethead, Social Savagery and Influential Habits. Christian pop punk band Philmont.
I've hiked at Philmont, but I don't listen to Philmont because I don't believe the band Philmont will be pertinent to my musical tastes.
We have a winner. Alternative rock. I'm going to read it last. Alternative rock, Charlotte's Own Paper Tongues, Sylvan Esso, Ben Folds 5, and Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Ooh.
Shout out to Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Hey, Zara, hold still.
She will. The other two won't.
Zara, not Coco.
Coco will hold still to a point. I have spit on my pop filter.
That's what's there for.
It's there to stop plosives. So anytime you hear a s or a pa, that stops that. Jodeci, see? Told you.
I just don't know who that is.
It's
Why do you use Facebook Messenger bubbles? Those are creepy.
I had a message from my part-timer.
Not now.
There's more here than I
The
thought.
Anther's still Whitewater Center. Go away.
there's quite a bit more. Maybe I'll be on there one day. Hell, I don't know. Am I good enough to be on Wikipedia? Who knows?
If you write it, they will read.
Or we will read. Well, Steve, I'm getting hungry, and you're getting need to pee. So we've had a lot of good brews and a lot of good chats today. Once again, thank you all for the support. I get a decent amount of messages from you guys telling us how stupid all this shit is, but how great it really is, too, because you're just one of us.
If you think it's stupid, you try making your own.
Exactly. Yeah,
Because if anything, every other podcaster says the same damn thing. If you want to make the thing, make the thing. We made a thing. You can make yours.
True. And to be honest, I don't think a lot of you listening could make 2 hours and 2 hours and 6 minutes worth of shit without taking a break and not having any weird, awkward pauses. So for that, for CBGPod episode 15, I'm AJ.
And I'm Steve. And hey, these bottles are not going to read themselves.
Steve's. We're done.
And scene.
Hey.
Readles. 15
15 Forward.
And cut.
Later.